friends, welcome back. I apologize for the crazy lighting, but don't look at me, just follow my voice and you'll still enjoy the yoga practice. So today we're going to start a series about yoga through your menstrual cycle, because what's more fun than that? But we have four different phases of our cycle, and our energy, our hormones, our focus is completely different for all four of them, which is super interesting. And I'll post some resources below if you're wanting to learn more, but it's all very cool, and I've definitely noticed it in my own body as I pay more attention. So today is our first practice. It's during the actual menstrual phase. So energy is probably pretty low. We're gonna keep it really mellow and stretchy, with an emphasis on hips. I would say mostly hip opening, and a little bit of back body softening as well. So our back, my back at least, gets nice and sore, so we'll stretch through that as well. But I would highly recommend having 2 blocks with you, just to make more space and gentleness for your body. And we're actually going to get started in a forward fold at the top of our mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Bring the blocks onto the highest setting, and then bend your knees as much as you need in order to rest your elbows down. And then let your head hang heavy. Start to focus on your breath, tuning into the inhales and exhales. How do they feel in your body? Where do they go first? And where do they shy away from? Specifically here, I want you to focus on bringing your breath through the back of your ribs and low back. You can even place your hands down into your kidney area and see if you can feel your low back expand into that space with your inhale. We'll take 5 more cycles here. As you open up more into the back of your legs, maybe you straighten a little more. Or maybe this is even a lot and you want to rest your hands onto the blocks instead. Totally great option. 3 more cycles of breath. Big exhale, release. Let your head hang heavy. Maybe you shake it no. Make small circles with your neck and head. And then switch directions. Bring your toes out and your heels in. Walk your feet a little wider. And then drop your hips down. Find a yogi squat, Malasana. Your breath just to swivel side to side. Open up through your hips. Find what feels sticky. Find what feels good. Breathe into those places. And then again, keep your blocks in front of you. I want you to rest your forearms down here. So not super often that we say to really round your back, but I really want you to round your back here. Feel your shoulder blades separate. On your inhales, you might feel your ribs hug up against your thighs. Pelvic floor softens on your next inhale. Head hangs heavier on your exhale. Take 1 more breath. Good. And then gaze lifts. Blocks can come out in front of you, out of the way for a little bit. We're going to step our right foot back. Plant your hands down for support. Right hand remains grounded. Inhale, reach your left hand high. Easy twist in this lunge position. And then exhale, modified pyramid. So straighten into the left leg as you sweep your left arm behind you. Creating big circles with our arms. Inhale, bend into your left knee. Reach your left hand high. Easy twist. Exhale, straighten. Arm comes back behind you and down. One more time, inhale to bend and lift the left hand. Exhale, modified pyramid, straighten both legs and fold. Inhale, easy twist, bend your left knee, reach your left fingertips high. And then exhale, all 10 toes point over towards the left. Your left hip reaches down towards the mat, left hand behind you. If I said left hip, I meant right hip. And then press into the pinky edge of both feet. Inhale to lift your hips, left bicep frames your ear. Exhale, release again. 2 more times, inhale, lift, press through your right palm, press through your pinky toes. Exhale, lower right hip down to the mat. Nice hip opener. If this feels like a lot, just hang out in this stretch, but one more time if you're with me. Exhale, release. Good, inhale, all 10 toes face the front of the mat again. Find this runner's lunge position, bending into the left knee. And then exhale, drop right knee down to the mat, twisted lizard lunge. So your left hand back strokes back behind you as you curl your right heel towards your glute. 3 cycles of breath. So during this phase, it's a really good time to reflect on the past month, kind of take inventory, slow things down. For exercise, yoga is great and walking is great, and then just see how your body feels. It's a good time to take rest from any high intensity stuff. Good, inhale to release. Reach your left fingertips forward. And then exhale, Skandasana to the right side, but bending into your left leg. So right leg is long out to the side. Right toes are reaching up towards the sky, and your hips are sinking down towards your left heel. Take one breath in here. And then exhale, push through your left foot. Scoop towards the other side, so Skandasana into the right leg. We'll do that again. Come over to the left. And then over to the right. Good. Drop your hips down to the mat. Reach your left hand behind you. And then inhale, take this wild thing variation, lifting hips up towards the sky. Right arm is sweeping overhead. And then exhale, lower back down. We're going to turn our body to face the back of our mat. Find a low lunge, bending into the right knee. And then heel toe your left foot over to your right foot over to your left hand. And find a pigeon pose. So right knee is behind the right wrist, right ankle behind the left wrist. Left leg is stretching back long. We're going to pulse with our breath. So come onto tented fingertips. Inhale to push through your finger pads, lift your chest. Exhale, chest hangs heavy down towards the mat. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Good, roll onto your right hip. Bend your left knee slightly, and we're going to come into a bear pose facing the long edge of the mat. Bring our knees up through center, and then over to the left. Finding a 90-90 shape with our legs. Press through your left palm. Inhale. Reach your right arm overhead. Extend your hips forward. Exhale, lower hips back down. Knees draw through center and come to the back of the mat again. So we find this pigeon shape. Now step your left foot in front of your right ankle. Use your hands for support if you'd like, and then come to a forward fold again at the back of the mat. A couple breaths here to release. If you'd like to bring your blocks to the side, totally great option. And then walk your feet out, toes out, heels in, drop down into your yogi squat. And then let your back round hang heavy. Let your breath be cathartic. Release something out. And then press through your palms. Step your left foot back. We'll move through that cycle again. So ground through your left hand. Inhale. Sweep your right hand high to the sky. Easy twist in this lunge position. And then exhale, straighten into modified pyramid. Right leg straightens and right arm reaches back behind you and down towards the mat. Bend into your right knee. Inhale, easy twist. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, bend, reach in opposite directions. Exhale, fold, straighten, and release. Inhale, easy twist. And then exhale, all 10 toes, swivel over to the right. Your left hip drops down to the mat, revolve, Skandasana, right fingertips reach behind you. Stay here or 3 lifts. Pressing into the pinky edge of your feet and your left hand. Inhale, lift your left hip from the mat, right bicep frames the ear. Exhale, release down. 2 more times with your breath. Last one here, inhale. Exhale, release. And then face the back of your mat again. Drop your left knee down. And we'll find our twisted lizard lunge. Backstroke through the right hand. Curl left heel into glute. Peel right shoulder open and stay long through your left side body. Couple slow, easy cycles. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, slowly release without slingshotting. Move into Skandasana on the right leg. So body turns to the left leg straightens, resting on your left heel. You're facing the long edge of your mat. Take an inhale to grow tall. And then exhale, if you would like, we'll shift over Skandasana to the left leg, straightening into the right. Come back over to the right leg. And one more time over to the left leg. Now hips drop, right hand plants behind you, and then press in your points of contact, lift up into this wild thing variation. And then exhale, lower back down. Your body moves to the front of the mat. Find a little runner's lunge to prepare. And then walk your left foot over towards your right wrist. Bend your left knee and lower down into your pigeon pose. Stretch your right leg back behind you. Tent up onto your fingertips. We're going to take those pulses. So inhale to lift from the back of your heart. Exhale to drape it down and lower. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale. And last one here. Rise up. And sink down. Roll onto the outer left hip, bend your right knee slightly. We're going to bring our knees through center, through this bear sit pose, and then drop them over to the back of the mat to the right. 90-90 position, plant your right hand. Inhale, press through your shins. Lift your hips, left bicep frames the ear. Big expansive breath into your lungs. And then exhale, lower back down. Knees draw through center and come to the front of the mat again. Step your right foot in front of your left ankle. Use your hands for support if you want. We're going to fold at the top of the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Blocks are here if you need them and want them. I think that's a great option. Let's soften into our low back again. So, but knees bend as much as you need to feel supported. Belly can rest on the thighs. Slow your breath. I'm going to focus your inhales into low back space, into lower outer ribs. Finding some release here, some gentle circulation. One more full cycle. And then walk your toes out, your heels in, drop your hips down into Malasana. You could have left your elbows down onto the blocks the whole time. Don't need to move. and soften here. We're going to go through some similar shapes, but just hold them for longer holds. Should feel really nice. Little slight variations on a couple of things. So gaze lifts, hands plant, and then step your right leg back. This time, we're going to keep our hands on the inside of our left leg, and then we're going to move into a lizard pose. So if you want to drop the right knee, drop the elbows down to the mat, that's great. If you're somewhere in between, I really like my elbows on blocks. That way I can keep my low back a little bit longer and kind of arch my tailbone back behind me. And let's keep the left big toe plugged into the mat and left knee hugging in towards our left shoulder. Let your right hip sink heavy on towards the mat. If you want, you can drop your head. Really, this class is for whatever lets you feel grounded and kind of matches your energy for the day. Because I know everyone's cycle is a little different, but overall, you might be feeling a little lower than usual. And that's okay, and that's normal. And it's actually really cool that there's a different time of the month for each of these purposes. Here is where we rest and kind of just take inventory, reflect. Slowly lift out of your lizard pose. Bring your right hand to plant on the inside of your left foot. Inhale, easy twist, left fingertips reach high. And then exhale, all 10 toes, swivel over to the left. Drop into your revolve Skandasana. We're just going to hold here. So right hip is resting down onto the mat. Left hand can rest on the left knee. Breathe. Let your gills really open on the right side, so rib space separates. Big outer hip opener. You can maintain the length and the volume and depth of your breath here. Maybe it kind of meanders a different path since we're a little differently contorted. Make sure it's slow and steady. Then we're going to face the front of our mat again and come into Skandasana on the left. So just one breath here. And then exhale, sink your hips to the mat. Right leg is still straight. Left knee comes to the inside of the right thigh. Kind of this internal rotation stretch of the left leg. Inhale to grow tall through your spine. And then exhale, we're going to fold over our right thigh. You can also bring the blocks here. Rest elbows on either side. Combo here, so yes, you definitely will feel it on the back of the right hamstring, but also keep in mind how your back is feeling as well. Two more cycles. Fold a little deeper if you want. And move your blocks out of the way. Pop back up into your Skandasana. So right leg remains straight. The left knee points to the sky. Use your hands for support to lift you up. And then come into a skater lunge into the right leg. So right knee is bent, left is straight. We're coming towards the back of our mat. And then hands are underneath our body for support. We're kind of sticking our bottom back. Sorry for the view. Maybe I'll turn this way. So chest is reaching forwards. We're sinking into our inner thighs. Get traction your hands backwards as you pull the crown of your head forward and see how this lengthens through your side waist. And one more inhale where you are. I'm going to move back to my original spot. And then exhale, move immediately into your pigeon pose. So right ankle is behind left wrist, right knee is behind right wrist. I don't know if I said that right or wrong, but just move into pigeon. And then here we're going to find a fold. Use any pillows or bolsters underneath your body for support and just breathe. See if you can release whatever control you're keeping so you can really soften down. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Let your body melt down even more for 3 more breaths. And we'll move through the other side. So rise back up, roll onto your right hip, step your left foot forward to the back of the mat. Press through your hands, and then right foot meets left in a forward fold. So you can bring the blocks with you if you want, otherwise you can try without for a few breaths here. And then wiggle toes out, heels in, drop your hips low. Always the option to sit on your bolster if this squat feels really, really deep for you. Hang out in your Malasana. Gaze lifts, press through your palms, step your left foot back, and then find your lizard pose variation. So I'm going to use blocks underneath my elbows. You can drop your left knee down. Keep your right big toe plugging in towards the mat and your right knee hugging in towards your right shoulder. See if you can kind of scoop your sit bones back and reach your heart forward through your arms. And then as you soften, let your left hip melt down towards the mat. Couple more cycles. This time to move to where your body is telling you. And slowly lift up, plant through your left hand. Pluck your left knee from the mat, easy twist. Right hand high to the sky. And then exhale, all 10 toes face towards the right. Left hip drops down, revolves, Uttanasana. Maybe wiggle your left hand out in front of you a little bit more, so you can really extend from your left sit bone all the way up through your left armpit. I think this feels so good. I know it can be intense, but once you kind of release into it, it's like, oh, so good. One more full inhale. And then exhale, we're going to swivel all the way to face the left, coming into Skandasana, bending into your right knee. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, lower hips to the mat. Right knee drops to the inside of the left thigh. You might need to scoot over a little bit. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, fold over your left thigh. Again, I'm going to use props because that's what feels good today. I encourage you to just listen and do the same if you are. Shoulders soften away from your ears. One more inhale to reach your chest forward. And then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. And rise back up. Move your props out of the way. Right knee faces the ceiling. Use your hands for support. Come back into your Skandasana. And then we're going to walk our way to the top of the mat, bending into the left knee, straightening into the right. Find your skater lunge. So again, I'm going to turn around for your sake. So we're reaching our bottom back behind us, really sinking our hips low, and then hands pull back as chest threads through. Nice inner thigh opener, and then I like how it feels all along the sides of my body. Two more breaths. One more inhale to lengthen more. And then exhale, we're going to walk to the front of our mat. Find your pigeon pose into the left leg. Right leg stretches back behind you. Use whatever props you want underneath your body, and we're going to fold down. Really soften here. This is one of our final stretches. So let it feel good. Two more breaths. Slowly walk back up. Swing your right leg around. And our final stretch is going to be a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. So scoot your hips forward slightly. Make sure you have your blocks nearby. We're going to bring the soles of our feet to touch and center. And then our knees are going to splay out and rest onto the blocks. So just a little more gentle variation for your hips. Lay your body down. Place your hands on your belly and breathe. So you're supported here. You actually don't need to hold on to anything. So let your bones be heavy. Let your skin be soft. So this is a great place for you to hang out as long as you would like. Otherwise, we're going to end our practice here. So if you're ready, roll onto one side and then come to a seated position, crossing your legs, closing your eyes. And we'll take one more inhale together. And then big exhale, releasing out of your mouth. Thank you, thank you. So I hope you enjoy this practice. I hope it encouraged you to really pay attention to your cycle and your energy and your hormones and just how your body is feeling, how your mind is feeling. It's really important that we tap into this part of us because it's for our health and for our productivity and for all these good things. So like I said, I'll post some resources down below if you want to learn more. But if you did like this class, if you found it helpful in any way, please share it with others and then subscribe so you see the next 3 classes in this series. And I'll see you then.